Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Vasquez, your doctor in criminal justice, bringing you another video on criminal justice topics. So I got one coming out of Houston, coming out of Texas, coming out of H-Town. We have a grandmother. This grandmother was on her way to Honduras, was with her granddaughter, and then she decided to leave this granddaughter at the food court and jump on a plane. Stay tuned for what comes next.
Euceda Maldonado is accused of leaving her 8-year-old granddaughter at the big airport's food area as she hopped onto a plane. Houston police say on Tuesday they found that child scared and the grandmother was on her flight. The child was told to wait for her parents to arrive. Texas law is pretty vague on how old a child has to be before they can be left alone, but police say in this particular case, that grandmother should have gotten to an airport worker and had them sit with the child since there was, quote, an unreasonable risk of harm.
All right, everybody, welcome back again. We have a grandmother who left her granddaughter at the food court at Houston International Airport, Bush Airport. Her name is Euceda Maldonado, 51 years old. This is the way the story goes according to some research that I've done. So the family showed up, right? So you have the grandmother, the parents of the child, and you have the child. There is an issue with the passport. You know how sometimes people forget their passports or something like that. So I guess the parents run back to the house. They go look for the passport, whatever have you. And then they leave the granddaughter with the grandmother. While the parents are away, I guess the grandmother starts to get her feelings. She starts to get antsy. She doesn't know she's going to make her flight. So she grabs her granddaughter, takes her to the food court and says, hey, wait here. Your parents are going to, come pick you up, whatnot. And then she jumps on the plane, right? Goes to TSA. She's literally on the plane. So, time passes by and people that work at the airport see the girl, that she's there by herself. She's 8 years old. And they see that something's not right. They alert the authorities, and then they're able to find out what happened. They go and they grab and they get the grandmother off the actual plane. She was already on the plane headed to Honduras. All right. So if you're new to this channel, if you're new to this platform, I always have 3 questions, 3 concerns, 3 things that I want to discuss with you. The first question that I have for you is if you believe this is a form of child neglect, right? And the only reason why I'm going to ask you, believe it or not, there are a lot of children who are left unattended at home, whether that be 8 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. You have parents who work. You have parents who have to provide. So unfortunately, we live in a capitalistic society where, money rules the world. What are you going to do, right? And then if you pay for daycare, it's outrageous, right? So is this a form of child neglect, right? For me, I'm going to say yes, but I can already hear some of the arguments people are going to bring up. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. My second question for you is if you believe there's any justification for this act. And I can already see what the defense is going to say, right? The defense is going to bring up an argument where they're going to be like, hey, the lady, she felt she was in dire need. She's probably got some ashes with her. She's going to go see a loved one who's going to pass. She's dealing with someone who's ill, probably terminal cancer, Lord forbid. So this could be one of the arguments. So I just want to know from you, is there anything that could justify leaving your granddaughter at the food court? Again, for me, for Dr. Vasquez, for Abe Vasquez, I'm going to say no, but I'm not in that lady's shoes. I don't know what she's going through. My father died in 2021 and nobody and nothing was going to stop me from getting to him. So again, not being in that lady's shoes, I don't know what she's going through, but for me, there's no justification, right? All right. And the last question I want to ask you, remember, this is the grandmother. This is not the father. This is not the mother. When it comes to sentencing, should the punishment be lighter because it was the grandmother, right? So again, this is not her mom. This is not her father. This was the grandma. You could almost say like a third party, if you will, right? Or like an aunt, like an uncle or something like this. That's not her child, right? That's her granddaughter. So should that be taken into account when it comes to sentencing, right? That's not her primary concern. That's a concern of the parents. So I just want to know from you, what do you believe? Her being in physical custody at that time, if you will, should that have any impact in sentencing and punishment and that sort of thing. All right, everybody, that's your video for today. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the platform, if you're new to the community, if you like criminal justice, if you like criminology, if you like talking about incidents like this, ensure to like, subscribe, comment, look us up. We're on all the platforms. You can look us up on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Patreon. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you will get these videos before anybody else. All right, everybody, enjoy your day. Thank you.